We talking about sports, get ball.
What it do, baby?
Welcome back, you number one podcast listeners, to another edition of the number one podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. I'm your host, Premal Bot, and this episode, I am joined by Ronda Rousey bully, all-around artist, Thomas Lewis. Welcome back to the show, man.
Absolutely listing the real estate I have in Ronda Rousey's brain on Zillow. Like, there's just I gotta supplement my
Haven't
income.
seen her lately, and I have
hiding.
to think you have something to do with it.
I made a new Twitter account. She's radio silent.
Radio silent.
I'm just saying, anytime.
Thomas, thanks for joining me. It's been a while since I've had you on here, but I'm happy to have you back on Prem Brulee.
Yeah, perfect. I love doing these things. I actually have a snow day. Like, I'm not going into work today, so when you texted me, I was like, yeah, I can actually fucking do that.
It actually worked out perfectly.
Yeah, because I'm normally swamped. Like, I don't have 20, yeah.
You number one podcast listeners, when I say Thomas is a busy man and an all-around artist, he really is. He's like doing a million different things. So
oh yeah, it's dumb. I stretch way too thin with that stuff. But
also, shout out to you. Thomas is directly responsible for this fire album cover that we have for Prem Brulee, so you can thank him for that.
That's true. And
the photographer, my girl Talia, she threw it down and it turned out amazing, and I still love it to this day. Didn't think I'd like staring at myself that much.
Yeah, she killed it. That's an awesome album art. Like, sometimes, I mean, it's weird because like I'm an artist, but like sometimes I see things and I'm like, okay, I fucking killed it. And like, that's one of those times where I'm like, all right, this is perfect, you know?
Absolutely. Anyway, without further ado, you know we do things yeah, fam or na's up first. And I wanted to get your take since the Super Bowl is coming up. I kind of stole this topic, but I wanted to get your take on whether this Super Bowl 55, is the best QB matchup in history. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady is dominating headlines. Is it the best QB matchup in history? And just to get you number one podcast listeners' mind thinking, if you're trying to figure out which were the other good matchups, some candidates. We had Roger Staubach versus Terry Bradshaw in the 70s. Cowboys, Steelers always went back and forth with titles. Dan Marino, I think it was the only Super Bowl he ever made early in his career, facing Joe Montana. You obviously had at the end of both their careers, well, not really Favre's, but the end of John Elway's career, Elway versus Favre. And then finally you had the Manning versus Brees Super Bowl, where Brees won his one title, your boy Drew Brees. So, yeah, fam or nah, to this being the best QB matchup in history?
I think when it's all said and done, we're going to be seeing the best and second best quarterback of all time. This will be the Super Bowl. I'm not sure what order they even end up in.
Yeah.
I hammered Mahomes before he was even drafted. I was like, this guy could be the GOAT, and everyone was making fun of me. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But in terms of actual skill, like, Brady's still great, but like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the greatest quarterback matchup. I think the best quarterback duel we've ever seen was probably Brady versus Foles in terms of actual quarterback play in a Super Bowl. But other than that, I think it's got to be Manning versus Brees in terms of where they ended up so far. Like, do I love Mahomes? Yeah, but is he even top 10 of all time right now? No. Manning and Brees are in everybody's top 10. So are Marino and Montana, but I mean, it's tough. Marino's like lower to me. I think Elway sucked. And I never thought he was great. Like, he's just, I don't even know how to explain it. But Staubach versus Bradshaw, both of those guys sucked. There's no, like, quarterbacks before, like, the 80s were just garbage. Like, they're so bad. Bradshaw would throw, like, 9 touchdowns and 16 picks, and they'd send him to the Pro Bowl. And it makes absolutely no sense. But, yeah,
he threw for the most yards ever. It's like at 2,000 yards.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, yeah, new career high. He had 70 yards today.
Taysom Hill's throwing it off the bench in New Orleans.
Taysom Hill would be the greatest quarterback of all time if he played in the 70s.
They've never seen a specimen like that.
Yeah.
Although he wouldn't be a quarterback in the 70s.
No, he probably wouldn't even be a football player. He'd be a door-to-door salesman because they were mean back then. But
I got to save it for another time, my stance on Taysom Hill and how the Saints absolutely played themselves with him. I keep forgetting that.
Oh, yeah.
My friends have heard my rants in person. I have a friend who's a Saints fan, and she's like obviously biased, like, oh, it's obviously working out. It's like, no, they wasted their chance by just totally ruining the flow of their game in Drew Brees. The little bit of oomph he still had left, they were ruining his flow by putting in this freak of nature dude who looks awkward in pads almost.
Yeah. What makes no sense there is they actually had Jameis. So if they wanted to go 2 quarterbacks, wait for Breeze to go away. Like Jameis could probably, he's athletic enough to move around and make weird shit happen. Like that play in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
He threw like like you could put Breeze is the complete opposite of Taysom, but
Taysom Hill's almost too yoked. Yeah. He's like shot putting the football.
Yeah, it's weird. But do I think that this is the best playoff matchup in history? I think we're about to see some wild quarterback play. I don't know. Brady wants to win this so fucking bad. Like, you could just... this will be the most important one outside of the first to him. 100%.
Yeah, so I'm a fan to this. I think it's not necessarily like... I know Tom Brady's at the end of his career and Mahomes is just pretty much starting. But I think, like you said, kind of when it's all said and done, we're going to look back and be like, wow, these two actually played each other. And I love the analogy. I think... I won't take credit for it. I think I heard it on ESPN... But they were like, this would be like if LeBron and MJ faced each other, and it's almost like the same age gap between them. So I kind of like that comparison to like actually see them on the same football field. So more on that later. I know we'll make our picks in who you got. So we'll focus on that a little later. But I'm a fan to that. Oh, and you kind of hinted at it. I wanted a quick reaction. Do you think anyone can be considered like a future GOAT, like a future greatest of all time? Because I feel like people are calling Mahomes baby GOAT, and I'm
a huge to that. Of course,
I'm a nod of that. I don't think like you can be. It's it's in the name, like greatest of all time, and you can't be like in the process. Like I feel like you have to look back on it and say, or at least like,
everyone knew that they were like LeBron when LeBron was a high schooler. He's taking fucking algebra. Everyone's like, this guy's coming after Jordan.
Yeah,
like,
so I get that.
They didn't wait 9 years into his career then say, oh, he might catch Jordan. Like, you can sense it when someone starts on, like, such a crazy trajectory and shit like that. You're like, this guy's on his way. Do I think that I can call Mahomes the future GOAT? No. But do I think that he has the best chance to be
Yes,
Brady?
I do agree with that.
Yeah, like, that's all it comes down. And in, 5 years, if there's another one, if Mahomes is tailed off and, like, obviously isn't on that, the goalposts will move and someone else will be the next thing. But I don't think there's a way you can look at what LeBron does and compare him to Jordan through when he was 18. True. And not like people knew Curry like the first year he balled out. I mean, he was great, but we had a lot of ankle injuries early on. But people were saying he was the best shooter ever already, and he had barely, he wasn't even near Ray Allen or any of those guys, but Reggie Miller or any of them. But you were just like, this guy's going to be the greatest shooter, and he was. So I mean, I think we're in the same boat with Mahomes. Like, do I think it can go either way? Yeah. Is it likely he's the guy that competes with Brady? Yeah,
I can buy that. I'm cool.
So yeah, I'm a
All right,
big yeah.
All right, so let's move over to the NBA. And as we're starting to make our way through the season, we have a little bit of basketball under our belt. But I wanted to get your fam or not, like a little quick reaction to see if these teams are NBA title contenders. So give me a fam or not as I list these teams off, and then we'll talk a little bit about the teams we want to discuss here. First up, the Lakers, fam or not?
Yeah, LeBron is unfathomable.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, the Clippers, fam or not? And I'm talking like actual title contenders lift up the Larry O'Brien trophy.
I'm going to go with no. Paul George he's not clutch.
Yeah.
And Kawhi's just not, I mean, Kawhi's great, but he's just not that guy to carry the team by himself.
Absolutely. I'm a nom. We're in agreement so far. How about this one? The new look Brooklyn Nets.
No, mentally weak.
And the defense is just a trip. Yeah. I think they're going to wind up with some buyouts and get some players, but man, the defense is like historically bad. It's on pace for the worst ever.
Mentally
While their
weak.
offense is the best. Yeah, totally. Okay. The Sixers.
Yeah.
I'm a nod of this one.
I think they're going to
trail off.
I do too, but in playoff basketball, I'm picturing it possession after possession. If we have a healthy Embiid, who's going to be able to bang with Embiid for 7 games? That's all. Yeah. That's the only reason. I think Embiid might just be straight up the old school giant that bullies everybody.
Good point. All right. How about the Milwaukee Bucks? Fam or not?
No, I think Giannis is mentally weak too.
I'm a nod of this one as well.
Yep.
Okay. What about the Jazz? Yeah, fame or nah?
I'm going to go yeah.
I'm iffy on this one. I'm going to go with nah. When in doubt, I'm going to go with nah. I know they're the top of the West as we are recording this right now. Yes. So these 6 teams we discussed are the top 3 in the East and the West. So those are kind of why I picked them. If you're wondering why the Celtics aren't on there, I think they're 4th in the East, that sort of thing. And for the record, I'm a nod to the Celtics as well. So pretty much I'm like, if you ask me Lakers of the field, I'm taking the Lakers right now because I don't think anyone's a legitimate enough contender to beat that team, and they somehow improved from their title last year.
Hilariously, the only team that even could give them a shot, and this is the only reason I think they're is the Sixers. Because I do think Ben could defend LeBron, and I think Embiid could defend Davis, and then it just comes down to the shooters around them, you know?
Yeah, who does better, and I think the Sixers made some like really nice moves with like Seth Curry on their team is just ridiculous that they
dumping Al Horford was unbelievable.
Yes,
was so
unreal move. It was a perfect move, and Tobias Harris is playing like if Doc Rivers is good for one thing, it's Tobias Harris. Like somehow this guy plays out of his mind when Doc Rivers is his coach.
Yeah, well, and good for him, honestly. But I think that that's the reason who's the 3rd best Laker? Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, I guess
Montrezl Harrell or something.
Yeah.
I do think Tobias Harris has the edge there. So that would be a good series. But that's also the only reason I think the Sixers have a shot is they match up versus the Lakers well. And I think that the Lakers are the team that's going to walk into the West.
Luckily, the Nets have plenty of seasons. So if they did happen to improve any on defense, which any person's going to make any bit of difference, maybe they have a chance. But you're right. I don't love the mental fortitude of that team.
Yeah, no, they're fucking mentally weak.
Yep. You know, Kick Snake, Flat Earth Irving.
I don't even hate like KD like in his quitting mentality and all that, but like you could just tell he's a fucking loser. You know what I mean? Like, could Kevin Durant pick me up and throw me 30 yards? 100%. But he's a fucking loser. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like you can tell looking at him like he pretends he doesn't care, and it's just so obvious he does care.
Super sensitive.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's mentally weak. I think Harden's weak, and I think Kyrie thinks he's way smarter than he is.
Oh yeah, you've heard my rants. Number 1 podcast listeners, you have Thomas. So we don't need to harp on how I feel about those 3 yet.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to Major League Baseball, the MLB Hall of Fame specifically. So this year was the first time since 2013 there were no inductees. Curt Schilling was the closest to the 75% of votes threshold at 71.1%. That was 16 votes short. In case you're wondering, Barry Bonds finished at 61.8% of votes and Roger Clemens 61.6%. Schilling, Bonds, and Clemens are all on their 9th year of eligibility out of 10. So they have one more shot to get in. And then the only other person with more than half the votes was Scott Rolen at 52.9%. Haven't heard that name in a while.
I actually don't know who that is.
Who? He was on the Cardinals for, I think, maybe his whole career.
I have no idea who that is.
Third baseman. Number 27. I remember that from my MVP baseball days.
I can't fact check any of what you're saying. So you could be like, yeah, Scott Rolen's my dad. And I'd be like, sure, yeah.
Well, we could guarantee that. We could guarantee he's not my dad. I'll tell you that. So you could trust me.
Yeah.
So in case you miss it, I said they're in their 9th year of eligibility. So players get 10 shots at enshrinement via the baseball writers vote before they move into consideration by the Hall of Fame's odd. They have like era-based veterans committees that you can then get in after your 10 years as well. Yeah, fame or nah, that people like Bonds or Clemens should be in. I feel like we debate this every year, but I think it's relevant, especially now, especially with no inductees.
I feel like we do have this debate every year, and I'm just gonna. This is actually kind of an easy one to me. The Hall of Fame itself is a different discussion, but on Bonds and Clemens, there's no middle ground. Either they are barred from the Hall of Fame and they shouldn't be up for vote, or they should be in the Hall of Fame. There's absolutely no middle ground. There's no room for wiggle room. Even if you like Bonds makes no sense. Even if you took away Bonds' steroid years, he's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yes,
it makes either bar them or let them in. If they're making them wait for the 10th year out of some sort of punishment, That's Kevin Durant levels of mental weakness. Like, that's
Absolutely.
so pathetic. Like, just let them in or let them out. Baseball, is great. It is a game of history. Like, people really don't care too much about World Series on a player level in baseball. So, yeah, no, I'm kind of either let them in or tell them they're out. And Curt Schilling's right, like, about being out. He's like, don't fucking vote me in. Like, I don't want to. Yeah, he should. Barry Bonds should have done the same thing. Year 3, they should have done it. They should have been like, "This is fucking insane. Obviously, I'm being blackballed, or my steroids or shittiness."
Let's just skip ahead. Like, are you going to use any point in this 10 years to warm up to me? And his votes have gone up, but it's like, I'm guessing nothing changed. It's just the writers cycled out. Like, certain people probably retired and new ones came in. Yeah. And it's probably still the old heads keeping those guys out.
In or out with these guys. In or out with these guys. There's zero middle ground. You cannot make a case that as a player, these players do not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. There's zero case. But if you want to make the case for, like, Bonds or whatever as, like, a steroid use and all that stuff, and you're just going to keep them out entirely, don't put them up for vote. Keep them out entirely, and it's over. But baseball needs the headlines. Energy. Baseball needs the headlines.
I guess so. Being dominated by other sports.
Yep, so. They need the headlines.
So for me, I'm a fan. They absolutely should be into.
Yeah,
I think the Hall of Fame should be off baseball merits alone, and the Hall of Fame, I think it has a job to tell the complete story of baseball. You can't tell it without people, especially like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. It's just doesn't make any sense. So I heard this interesting take. I know it was on ESPN's Mina Kimes was on Around the Horn, and she won. They give them their little soapbox if they win the episode, right? And she had the suggestion that I love to fix the Hall of Fame. She said, admit players based on their game alone, but only honor a select few at the ceremony. So, like, essentially let these writers be on their high horses and choose who they celebrate. So, like, someone like Ken Griffey Jr. would get this whole ceremony, but these other players should get in off their baseball.
Yeah.
I personally love that. I think it's like a compromise between these, like, old head people that want to be, like, gatekeepers of Baseball Hall of Fame and keep it clean, even though they've, without a doubt, admitted people that probably have a cloudy history that they just don't know yet.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah. So, you kind of mentioned it. Curt Schilling, like we talked about, was in his 9th year. He requested to be removed from the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot next year in his 10th and final year of eligibility by the Baseball Writers Association of America. He said, quote, I will not participate in the final year voting. I'm requesting to be removed from the ballot. I'll defer to the Veterans Committee and men whose opinions actually matter and who are in a position to actually judge a player. Wow.
Damn, that's pretty fucking... That's mean.
Yeah. So me of all people, being the petty man I am, I hate how righteous and subjective the Baseball Writers Association of America is with the Hall of Fame. I mean, we're talking about a group that somehow managed to not induct Ken Griffey Jr. unanimously. They somehow, there's like 99.7%. There's still someone like with the fucking gall to not vote him in on the first ballot. But this move by Schilling kind of reeks of that neighborhood kid who takes his ball and goes home. I mean, it just screams like, to me, a sore-ass loser. Your own post-career actions and hate speech got you to this point. This dude went from playing Game 6 of the 2004 ALCS with a bloody sock to not being able to deal with his feelings being hurt.
I couldn't disagree more with you. I couldn't. Listen, I don't care. Take his ball and go home. If he's straight up saying, fuck it, obviously my hate speech, I don't think that this is... like a sore loser thing. I think this is more of like, imagine you win the game and you're playing some child and they just keep changing the rules. Like, you know how fucking kids do that? They'll be like, oh, it's first 1 to 2, and then they're like, oh, it's actually first to 3. It's like, he obviously deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, or he's barred. Either way, he wants closure, and I'm cool with that. Like, he got the closure he wants. If he pulls his name from the last season of voting, he knows he's not going to go in. I'm okay with that. This doesn't reek of take your ball and going home, because that's like, to me, when someone does that, that means they're not getting like their way and they're leaving. But I think he's just comfortable. He's like, fuck it. Like, not my problem. Like, I'll get in on the guys that matter. That's how I see it.
I mean, you could see it that way, but you'd be wrong. It's fine.
Oh my God, so cocky. So
Well, Kurt. Well, Kurt and Thomas. If it isn't the consequences of your own actions.
From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
You opened your stupid mouth. You would have got in easily, but you had to be this fucking racist, xenophobe. Like, you know this group is fucking petty as hell and gatekeepers, and you still open your fat mouth. Your stupid mouth.
Schilling sucks. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not hanging with Schilling.
I think that's where I'm like, I know you're sticking with your point. Like, you're either in or you're out, and let's keep that same energy. But for me, it's like, yes, he absolutely should be in. But this is like, okay, you have one more year, and they're not going to take him off the ballot. And if they vote him in, he's still going to fucking show up to the ceremony.
Yeah, 100%. $1,000,000%.
And he's trending that way. He needs 16 votes. I would imagine this would be that scenario where they wait till 10 years, which is still shitty by them, but it seems that way. I mean, he's 16 votes short, so I would imagine they would, but maybe this move prevents him from doing that, ironically.
Yeah. No, I see that.
Anyway, you already know what time it is. Joker, hit it, baby.
I'm petty as hell. And I'm super petty.
Here we
Petty Le Pew.
go.
All right, you number one podcast listeners, it's time for You Played Yourself. Thomas, I'm excited to have you on this section because it always gets extra spicy with you here.
I love these.
Since I had a pre You Played Yourself and you already disagree with me, so this should get really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially because the whole basis of this section was like Kevin Durant has 0 rings and you somehow see history different than what actually happened. So
Yeah. No, that's great. And the election was or was not stolen. Just out of curiosity. I'm trying to find concrete facts out of you. Let's get a baseline.
It was not stolen.
Okay. So I got it.
Yeah, this is how it works. We know the ground rules here.
It's your world. I'm just living in it. So,
Absolutely. You already know the vibes. All right, first up, you already know big hockey guy over here. Go Jackets, go hockey. Resident hockey expert. You Played Yourself goes to Pierre-Luc Dubois for not wanting to play in Columbus.
Don't ever play
My
yourself.
guy, don't let the Zamboni hit you on the way out. As a hockey expert, hockey's wild, man. We have players not wanting to live in Columbus, and then they get traded to Winnipeg. You fucking played yourself.
Congratulations.
Go Jackets,
You
go
played
hockey,
yourself.
baby.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Yeah, he deserves this one. I saw a meme that was like, me and Du Bois don't want to live in Columbus, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. But, I mean, living in Winnipeg or Canada as a whole just sucks on such a serious level. So go ahead. You want to be a fucking loser up there? Whatever. I don't give a shit. That's taking your
Peace
ball
out.
and going home, except your new home is Winnipeg. So enjoy.
Petty alert.
Sucks to
Petty
be you.
alert. Petty alert.
All right. Next up, the Los Angeles Rams. They just traded Jared Goff, the last player they took in the first round, over to the Detroit Lions. The LA Rams are not scheduled to make another first-round pick anytime soon. Since trading up the year they drafted Jared Goff, which if you remember, I think they were around 15 that year.
Yep.
They traded up to get him. They will not have a first-round pick from 2017 through 2023. Their latest trade, like I mentioned, sent Jared Goff and 2 first-round picks in 2022 and 2023, along with the third-round pick this upcoming draft, to the Lions, in exchange for Matthew Stafford. So this kind of kicks off the QB carousel that's going to get wild in the NFL offseason. But this is more You Played Yourself for the LA Rams not having a first-round pick in years. Just to kind of recap, they have accumulated quite a bit of talent, and they are going all in with this Stafford trade. Essentially, they don't have picks to build up their team. They're going with the roster they have and hoping for not to have any injuries. But just a little recap of some of the trades they've made. The first couple picks they lost were a result of the Jared Goff trade, obviously, to trade up. The price is doing business. They had at least one of them to acquire Brandon Cooks, who, yes, you guessed it, is no longer on their team.
Traded back 1 year into the second.
They were at the end. That was right after the year they made the Super Bowl, so they were around I think they're the 31st pick, so they traded out. They didn't really like anyone, picked up extra picks, whatever. And then the ones after that, Jalen Ramsey, obviously he's a top cornerback, but this is more about them literally not giving a shit about first round picks, essentially, for 7-8 years.
I mean, they're just doubling down over and over and over again. That's all that's happening. They're basically saying, well, we have no assets, so we can't really make picks or huge improvements. How do we make an improvement? They leverage their future. They just keep leveraging their future. But, you know, if someone is going to keep letting them trade for improvements with their first-round picks, they actually never really need their first-round picks.
True.
Because, like, Donald and everyone in the league would have traded 2 firsts for Jalen Ramsey. Absolutely everyone in the league would have done it.
That was my top trade that they've made over the history. Like, I wasn't going to bring up those, but it more adds to the story of, like, the streak of years.
Yeah, they're just honestly, and it's not a horrible strategy because the way the Rams capped is right now, they were fucked in 2022, 2023 anyway. Like, their Super Bowl window is legitimately, like, this year and maybe next year, just depending on what happens. So, their 2023 Rams are not the problem of the 2021 Rams. So, I totally get it. Keep leveraging the future. See if someone wants the 24. The NFL doesn't even let you trade that far ahead. You can only trade 3 years ahead at a time, but...
They'll do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, as soon as that gets recharged, that pick's gone. Like, there's no.
Also, like, bonus, you played yourself. They just paid Jared Goff, and Sean McVay, I think it was a year and a half ago, said they could win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So evidently that changed in a year and a half, and he's already on his way to Detroit.
I don't think Goff is like a world beater, but I do think he's a good enough quarterback to win you a Super Bowl. I think McVay's actually worse than people think he is. And this is going to be problematic, and we'll see what happens. But McVay's offense is unique in the sense of it runs really only, this isn't even a joke, maybe 10, 15 different plays. And they all look exactly the same pre-snap. So
really?
Oh, yeah. So it's actually kind of genius, but the problem is the games that they lose horribly because the defense figured it out.
Right.
So, like, that Bears game a couple years ago, and there was a Broncos game a couple years ago, the Pats in the Super Bowl, like, the problem there is that, and I don't know if it was McVay limiting it for Goff or if this is just what McVay is going to do, and I guess now we're going to find out, but they run the same exact thing every single time. It's like they're spamming a play in Madden. And it's kind of wild to see that it's working the way it is. And every now and then they come out in 5 wide, and the defense actually has no idea what to do, and that's all part of McVay's genius. But they straight up run the same play. Like, they run the same 10 plays 3 or 4 times a game. And they all look exactly the same pre-snap. So the defense has no idea which one of the plays is coming. So it's smart, but I don't even know if you need a great quarterback to execute those. So we'll see.
We will find out. And I'm excited for this QB carousel. I'm sure you are too. It's like appeals to every video game player's history. Wheeling.
Did you see Kirk Cousins is now on that carousel?
Is he really?
Yeah, apparently the Niners made an offer for Kirk Cousins today.
Wow, that Kyle Shanahan really loves him.
I mean, to be honest, Kirk gets 0 credit. That Vikings offense is a fucking mess. Zimmer can't get out of his own way there. Like, it is what it is. But
that would be a sought-after quarterback gig. The Vikings, all of a sudden, you have Jefferson and Thielen, and
Dalvin Cook.
And Dalvin Cook behind you, yeah.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be sought after. But I think if the Niners straight up want to just give that first to the Vikings for Cousins, the Niners and Vikings would both smash yes. The Vikings get out of that horrible contract, and the 49ers instantly become Super Bowl contenders, and the Vikings can go and get a quarterback. Draft somebody. The last time this team drafted a good quarterback was like Dante Culpepper, literally, in 1998 or 99. So, I mean, that's a long time to not even draft a decent quarterback.
Sheesh. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, this should get interesting. I'm excited. This is a nice kickoff to it. I wasn't expecting an exchange of quarterbacks. I was more kind of expecting that they were all going to hit the free agent market, but at least this is a nice first step.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. My next You Played Yourself is for LaMelo Ball coverage. Fam, ESPN, SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, they are getting fucking crazy with these LaMelo Ball posts. they're just showing us routine ass plays, and they're a step away from posting a video of him like taking a breather. They're gonna be like, hey, look at how he sits. You just don't see rookies using a towel to wipe off sweat like that. This is what we're getting after. I'm guessing if you ran the numbers, it'd be like LeBron James posts number 1 and LaMelo Ball probably 2.
I'm a LaMelo guy. I've always been, so I kind of almost just want to sit here quietly. But
listen, it's nothing against LaMelo specifically. It's like I saw a play where he stole inbound pass great, and he just put up a wide open 3, and they're like, look at this incredible basketball play. It's just a routine fucking play.
I get it, but LaMelo is a rare talent, and he's a household name. So it's actually gonna get worse. Like, it's gonna get way worse.
I already sense it.
How boring were Shaq highlights back then? He bat someone down for 45 minutes and then just turned around and threw a dunk when he was under the hoop, and then he just stuck his tongue out at the camera, and everyone was like, "That's Superman, baby!" So, you gotta.
Well, my favorite was, I think it was like on Arvydas Sabonis or something, and he shoves him over after he dunks on him.
Oh yeah, but his highlights were all the same exact thing. Shaq did one thing over and over again.
Nobody's seen a specimen like that. It'd be like if Taysom Hill actually played in the 70s.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is... It'd be like, what is that?
Yes, this isn't a joke. I think, like, in the 90s when people were, like, lacing up their shoes and shit, and then Shaq walked out of the tunnel, it had to be what all the fucking fairy tale characters saw when Shrek walked out of the thing. They were like, this motherfucker is going to kill us. Like, what are we supposed to do? This is his swamp, and we gotta get out. Like, Could
you imagine being the other center on the opposite team?
No, I'd retire. I'd be like, oh, coach, I don't feel so good tonight. Yeah.
Like, imagine being a Sacramento Kings fan and, like, thinking, oh, no, we have a chance, and you're suiting up Vlade Divac to guard Shaq.
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to defend Shaq. It's like trying to defend Megatron. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? He's actually the biggest, fastest guy out here.
Could you imagine being a coach, being like, get your body in front of him? Like, coach, no, you fucking do it.
Did I ever tell you when I played against Kyrie in AAU?
No.
Oh my God, I'll give you this real quick. He was on the Roadrunners, and his team like won every year. Like, that was the team. So we're at this tournament in Philly, and it was it's like 82 teams or something like that. And you play and you go home, and it's over like a weekend. You play like 2-3 games or whatever it is. And I think we were actually like the 81 seed or something. It was horrible. But anyway, so Kyrie is there, and we grew up in the same general neighborhood, and no joke, he had dumped like 50 on me, and my dad's there, and he's like, play up on him. I'm like, fuck no. If I play up on him, he's gonna cross me over, and I'm gonna end up on YouTube. So I just sat. I did the best thing I could. I sat there, and I was like, you want to settle for jumpers? I won't even contest them, buddy. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not about to fall on my ass.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. I was just like so nervous, and then when he got drafted number 1, I called my dad, and I was like, "Oh, just play up on him. Just fucking play up on him." I got 1 steal on Kyrie though, but 0 points. He clamped me down. Yeah, I had like I think I.
Listen, you'll always have that moment.
We lost by like almost 60. Like, it wasn't even relatively close. And I remember he wasn't even the guy. Like, he dominated. He actually dropped like 40 or 50 on me. I forget. But I got 1 steal on him, so that was nice. And I got like 4 assists out. But I honestly think I had 2 points, and both were at the line on separate occasions. So I only went 50% at the line.
Listen, nobody has to know that. Your stat sheet stuffer.
Yeah, I'm gonna start lying and show a picture of me guarding Kyrie and be like, clamps, just like the smoke out of the nose emoji.
The caption's just gonna be play up on him.
Yeah, honestly, my dad, play up on him. Like, are you seeing this? Like, this guy, hey, the ball has to be on a string for this guy. There's 0 I could do. It's just bigger, faster, stronger. But that's how I imagine it is to guard Shaq. Or, like,
I was slow when I played school ball, like back in middle school or whatever, and I always had to play like the 5, but I wasn't tall enough to play the 5. So it was just a whole bunch of that. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? My hands are straight up. I'm trying to put a body. But at some point, they're just going to be able to shoot. They have a whole head on me.
Yeah, I'm actually better now that I'm fatter. Like, even as a guard. Like, I know it's a joke, but because I have, like, more weight to throw around,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little better now defensively and even offensively because like when I go in there even to layup, I'm like just a bigger force. I was never dunking it anyway. My ass isn't getting off the ground. I'm 5'10". I'm not going anywhere like that. But 5'5". I'm 6 foot in heels though, so that counts.
Nailed it.
Where the fuck were we? I think we were talking about LaMelo.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck the LaMelo Ball coverage, which you don't agree with.
He's good, but he gets way too much coverage. I agree.
Next up, I got a couple NFL ones. These are the two teams that got eliminated in championship weekend. First up, the Green Bay Packers. You played yourself. So Aaron Rodgers, after the Packers NFC championship game loss, said, quote, "A lot of guys' futures that are, uncertain, myself included. That's what's sad about it most. Just the uncertainties is tough and the finality of it all," end quote. So in response to that, the Packers CEO, Mark Murphy, said, quote, "We're not idiots. Aaron Rodgers will be back. He's our leader." So the guy who said we're not idiots is also a guy whose team drafted a quarterback in the first round last year, and probably is a direct result, or at least consequence, someone that could have been used all year, let alone this championship game, away from all-pro Devontae Adams, and maybe lessen the load carried on by the two of them. But anyway, they're not idiots. They want you to know they're not idiots. Meanwhile, Jordan Love is on their roster, who they used a first-round pick on last year.
Guys, we're really smart. Like, I swear, we're so smart.
I swear. Like, believe me.
Why would I lie about this? I'm smart. Why would I make this up?
Exactly. It's like my knowledge of Scott Rolen.
Yeah, I actually genuinely have zero knowledge of who that is. Like, I'm going to Google it after this and be like, is it me? Or is, like, do people know this guy? Like, this, like...
We might just have to call this episode Scott Rolen.
I genuinely have never heard that name before in my life. Like, I played MVP baseball. Like, I don't
remember it.
I should know these.
He looks like what you would think Scott Rolen looks like.
I imagine that's a guy who tells me I'm bending trading cards. Yeah, that is exactly what Scott Rolen looks like. That is crazy. Wow. Yeah, this guy is just like a dad out there.
Maybe future Hall of Famer Scott Rolen.
I think he's been on a bunch of teams.
I know him most from the Cardinals, at least. I feel like that's where he got
4 teams. Yeah, he only played for the Cardinals 5 years.
I think that's where he won. They probably won.
Yeah, he did. I don't think this guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. These accolades are terrible. I'm just looking at these 7 All-Stars. Okay, whatever. World Series champ, team thing. NL Rookie of the Year. I guess 8 Golden Gloves is pretty nice. He got to the Golden Gloves, and I was like, that's a lot.
Pretty good,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
I think you could tell the story of baseball without Scott Rolen, evidenced by the fact that I love baseball and have literally never heard the name Scott Rolen. Poor fucking guy. How many Instagram followers does Scott Rolen have? 90?
He seems like the type that might not have an Instagram, or it's private.
Yeah, why would he lock up his Instagram, though? What's he hiding?
I don't know. I feel like it's just like, nobody cares.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, cool. Scott Rolen sucks. Not that great.
Okay, next up, back to football. Bills. The Buffalo Bills are obviously in the AFC. They got beat by the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. So their head coach, Sean McDermott, obviously Coach of the Year candidate. I would think, like off the top of my head, he probably is my pick for Coach of the Year. He was asked about the Bills kicking field goals in their 38-24 loss to the Chiefs. And he said the following, quote, "The one before half, I really felt like morale was a big piece to that."
Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that.
They had momentum. They were getting the ball after half as well, and I felt like we needed to come away with points at that one. Even though sometimes analytics may say one thing, whether it's said it or not on our chart, I think there's a human element to the game at the end of the day, and I felt like we needed to come away with points. End quote. You said it. Like, fucking, are you kidding me? The one before half was to go down, just for context, for them to go down 21-12. To a team that just scored 3 straight touchdowns on you after you were up 9-0.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that 10th, 11th, and 12th point going to provide you? And what the fuck does morale matter? You're trying to get to a Super Bowl. This isn't Pee-wee.
Yeah.
This isn't
weak.
you in AAU, like, say, playing Kyrie Irving.
Excuse me? That was a fair fight.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding, man. That was a low blow. You put the clamps on Kyrie Irving. That wasn't
As far as everyone knows.
Yeah. Stat sheet stuffer. It's all the stuff that doesn't show up. It's like the plus minus was crazy for your game that time.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
Never told a lie. But anyway, you played yourself. Sean McDermott, after such a good season, why you got to say stupid shit like that? Like, these are grown men in an NFL locker room trying to get to a Super Bowl. Why do you need to worry about morale? Like, if you lose, there's no morale anyway. You don't get to hang your hat on the fact that you only lost by 2 touchdowns at the end of the day, or you only went down 9 at half instead of trying to go for, I think they were at like the 2-yard line or something, a 4th and goal where they kicked that field goal. And everyone knew you got to go for it there. Like, if you're talking about momentum, yes, they had all the momentum, which is precisely why they know they had you when you kicked a fucking field goal at the end of the half.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah, it was a dumb move. It was dumb, and McDermott fucked up, and then he's just trying to find excuses. I wish he just said, I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we wanted to hear, and he made it about morale, which makes it worse.
Yeah, I hate that.
He
morale
pulled the
means
old,
nothing.
like, speaking of, like, Kyrie Irving, it's just it'd be better if you didn't open your mouth sometimes. Like, you're trying to seem smart, like, but you're overthinking it made you seem dumb.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Right. Now it's time for Who You Got and What You Feeling. And a little recap of the last episode. My cousin Roshan was on with me, and we made our picks for who we thought was going to make the Super Bowl. We both went Packers and Chiefs. We obviously were 1 for 2. In Rosh's fairness, he was rooting for Tom Brady and the Bucs because his argument was he thought Rodgers was worse than Brady in terms of likeness. So I'm not disagreeing with him, but I guess he's kind of right. We'll call it kind of.
Yeah, that's a somewhat right.
Somewhat right, yeah. And then we obviously both got the Chiefs right. We also talked about the best head coaching hire of the vacancies. Since then, when we last episode, the Texans hadn't hired their new head coach. They have now. They hired David Culley. He was a former Ravens assistant coach, a longtime coach, a whole bunch of places. That is looking like it's going to make no impact on Deshaun Watson staying or going because he has formally requested a trade, for the record. We were talking about which ones we liked the most, and I loved the Robert Saleh hire. He loved the Arthur Smith hire. I think we both agreed with each other's. Did you have a take on that? Did you have a particular hire that you liked, Thomas?
I hated Nick Sirianni. I liked Arthur Smith. I don't like Brandon Staley. I like Dan Campbell because who gives a fuck? I think Urban Meyer was the best hiring.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think Urban Meyer is going to change that culture around. I don't think Urban Meyer is a guy that can stick somewhere for 10 years. I think he's a guy that goes in somewhere, changes the culture, has a nice protege, and then kind of amps him up to take over, and that's it. Then Urban gets all the credit, and right before shit hits the fan or it's about to get tough, he'll retire. And I don't think he's literally walking like he's walking into the first overall pick.
Yep.
So whatever. I think Urban's going to walk into a good situation.
He gets to build it from the ground up and doesn't have that pressure because they're basically full-on rebuild. Obviously, we know that they trade away every bit of like talent they pretty much had or cornerstone pieces to get more picks. So he's gonna have his chance. I'm a little weary of it, but you're right. He does come in and change the culture. I think my level of weary was mostly because he's done it in college and he changes the culture by being like extremely strict, and I don't know that works very well in the pros because these are obviously grown men and professionals. So we'll see how that kind of balance works out. But obviously, you already know in Columbus, we love us some Urban Meyer, and he did make an immediate impact. So the year in between Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer, the Buckeyes went 6-7, and immediately the first year when Urban Meyer was here, Ohio State won 12-0. So if we're talking about impact, it's going to be immediate, and it's going to be swift.
Yeah.
And then we talked about who we thought Deshaun Watson would be suiting up for. And I'm growing less and less confident by the day. I was trying to, exude confidence, and I think my cousin was too, saying maybe there's still a chance at the Texans. I I did have the caveat. If not, I think it's between the Dolphins and Jets. I don't know if you have what's your hunch? Where do you think Deshaun's going to be suiting up next year?
I have no clue. I'm going to guess Miami if I had to.
It's going to be interesting because they're both AFC East teams, so if it does come down to those two teams, if they'll create some kind of bidding war, because not only could you potentially lose out on a franchise cornerstone, but then you'd have to face them twice a year for the next, decade.
Yeah, 100%. No, I totally.
All right, now we're on to this week's picks, and it is a Super Bowl theme this week. I wanted to do some prop bets and then get your pick on who you think's going to win Super Bowl 55. So, obviously, this is the first time ever a team has played in their home stadium. The Super Bowl is in Tampa. And the Bucks, despite that, are 3-point underdogs to the Chiefs. I mean, it's not too big of a line for Super Bowl. But before we get your pick for the game, let's go through some of these prop bets. And I want to do some of the fun ones because I know there's over-unders on yards and stuff like that and MVP and all that. I'm just going to get your MVP pick after we make our game picks. So first up, the Weeknd's halftime show. I'm a big Weeknd fan. I don't know if you even like him or not, but I love that he's performing. Wardrobe changes. Over-under is set at just a half.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it.
I say I'm going to go under here. Because I feel like I don't remember. I feel like last year was it Maroon 5 and Travis Scott, and I'm thinking maybe he won't bother with that, but it could be wrong.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, I think he does one. I mean, I don't know why anyone would think he doesn't. Isn't he spending $12 million? I got to imagine.
He's spending a lot of his own money to make sure it's.
Yeah. I got to imagine a fucking wardrobe change is occurring.
It's a good point.
I've never
He's
spent.
He's going to do 12 now.
I've never spent over $1,000 on anything without a wardrobe change occurring, so I can't imagine he doesn't.
True. Okay, songs. The over/under is set at 8.
Over. No,
I'm going
under.
Over.
I'm going under.
Okay.
Is it 8.5 or 8?
It's just at 8 is what I found.
I'm gonna push. I'm gonna say it's 8.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 8 exactly.
That's a bold. You should put money on that because
I'll make a bet with you. I'll make you a pizza bet. If it's exactly 8, you owe me a pizza. If it's not exactly 8, I'll buy you a pizza.
Deal.
All right, locked in.
We're in. Locked in. Okay. Your take for first song performed by The Weeknd during his halftime show. The favorite right now at 4-1 is Blinding Lights. Next is Heartless at 6-1. In Your Eyes is at 7-1. Starboy is at 15-2. Can't Feel My Face is at 9-1. And then it goes. The Field, for what it's worth, is at 3-1. So that's pretty good. That's actually the favorite. The way it was written, it was like The Field was not the best odds, but you can get The Field for 3-1. What do you got? I don't even know if you're a Weeknd fan. You never answered.
I didn't. I thought I did, actually. I loved early The Weeknd. I know this is going to seem funny, but this is not a sweet brag. But I liked The Weeknd when people didn't really know who he was.
Oh yeah.
But when he House of Balloons was sick.
Yeah.
That was
one of my favorites still.
Yeah, and he used beach houses and he used beach house music and stuff like that. Thursday was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just so good. And then Echoes of Silence was good. All that stuff was good. I do love him. Everything up to Trilogy was great. I hope he does something. I'm not a Kissland and After fan. I didn't like Beauty Behind the Madness. I do love The Weeknd. I think he's a rare talent.
It's very unique.
I do think he'll actually go with an old song first.
Okay, so you're going with The Field.
Yeah, I'll take The Field.
I'm gonna go with Blinding Lights.
Really? I think that he loves old The Weeknd. Deep in my heart, I feel like he's Trilogy is that's my shit.
I saw him in concert, by the way. He sounds just like the record, and you could tell he was singing. Obviously, I know you. It's you can obviously tell when someone is or isn't. He sounds incredible live.
Oh, yeah, no, he can sing.
Yes. Okay, I know this is a popular one. Length of the national anthem. The national anthem is being done by Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan. And the over-under is set at 120.5 seconds. So essentially it's set at 2 minutes, whether you think it's going to go over or under.
Under. I have no idea how long the actual national anthem.
So I think like every trend goes for under. Every once in a while, I actually feel like having two makes it more likely it's going to go under, because it's like not like you're going to harmonize and go crazy with that last note to take it over 2 minutes. So I'm going to go with under 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know.
It shouldn't take that long. To answer your question, like, it should not be. The national anthem shouldn't take 2 minutes. It's only ever when you get like, and obviously hers is one of the best in history, but like a Whitney Houston that's gonna like carry out every note.
Okay. Then I'll hammer the under. I feel safe.
I thought this was a unique one, and one I feel pretty confident about, but the over-under for a number of Super Bowl commercials that reference first responders or healthcare workers, it's set at 3.
Over,
yeah. I thought that was a crazy line. I was like, I feel like every single one is going to.
We're going to hit 10. Easy.
Yeah, and I think 3 is like easy by first quarter.
It just needs to reference first responders or healthcare workers and not just even be like to them. 10. Easy.
Yeah.
At 110%. Bet your life, everybody who's listening to this that owns a home, take a reverse mortgage out, throw it on the over, and if you end up homeless, you can live with me.
It's GameStop. It's GameStop right now, baby. It's hot.
To the moon.
It's GameStop, AMC, Dogecoin all put together in one.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny.
Okay. The over-under is set at 56.5 points. You taking the over or under?
Over.
Yeah, me too. I think it's like, it'd be crazy if somehow both defenses showed up and shut down both these historic quarterbacks.
I actually think it's 31-28. That's my guess for the final score.
So I was like, when I think of an over-under, I start around that area and I try to think of like, what would be a possible score for that? And that was like, I want to say that was like the exact score. I was like, okay, 31-28 still puts you over.
I actually think maybe I'll go like, if I had to go with something weird, I'd go 31-29. But like, I think someone goes for 2 somewhere like early. I don't know what happens.
There are odds for that too. You can take a odds on whether someone does attempt a 2-point conversion.
Yeah. So, but that is, I'm taking the over easy. I mean, I'm still 3 for the first responders. I can't even go down the street without seeing 3 signs.
Yeah.
So that's so the over. My company, the company I work for right now, has 0 to do with first responders. There's nothing. They do literally nothing for us. We put out a billboard just saying thank you first responders from, and then my company, and I was just like, this okay, like, so yeah. 100%. This is going way over.
That's like the lock of the prop bets.
Lock of the century. I bet my life savings on that.
So it's time for the actual game pick. Who you got? Chiefs versus Buccaneers.
Give me the Bucs.
You got the Bucs, okay?
Yeah, I think that defense is legitimately scarier than people think. And I guess for MVP, can I cop out and give 2?
Sure.
Okay,
Why
I'm gonna
not?
go.
There's no rules.
I'm gonna go with Mike Evans.
Okay.
Or Jason Pierre-Paul.
Wow.
I think
like
JPP might get like 3 sacks. Andy Reid's offense loves shifting coverage and rolling someone out. And do I think JPP is the guy they shift towards? No. Do I think JPP can chase him down and get like a strip sack? Yeah, I think he gets like 2 or 3 sacks. And if he gets a strip sack that turns into a touchdown and wins him the game, I think that's his path to MVP. And I also think Mike Evans is about to go off. Like, I think you're about to see some weirdo shit. He's going to be bonkers.
I like the Evans pick, and I think you can get pretty decent odds on that one too.
Yeah, I would have to check that out, but I would probably put some money.
I am actually going with the Chiefs to repeat this year. And not to say I don't respect the Buccaneers defense. I just think it's like every week I seemingly think someone's going to measure up to this passing attack, but they still carve up every single defense they face. And it's like, who's covering Tyreek Hill? How are you gonna? They still disguise coverages and try to contain him, and he still takes the top off the defense. And then if they somehow put extra on Tyreek, then you leave the middle of the field for Travis Kelce, and that's how you wind up with him being
and Sammy Watkins. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's like they traded for all the fastest players in Madden.
Yes, exactly. They sorted by speed and did a fantasy draft, and
100%.
There's my childhood right there. So I'm going with the Chiefs, and very cop out. But I think if the Chiefs win, I think if you're going for a long shot, like defensive one, I love the Tyrann Mathieu or Jones pick to kind of go with your trend with defense line. But I'm going with the cop out in Mahomes because there's no way they're already calling him. We talked about it earlier, baby GOAT or like future GOAT. It's like they're not going to not give it to him. It's like an offensive trophy. So I'm going with Mahomes. It's a cop-out, I know. But for long shot picks, I'll go Honey Badger or Jones.
All right. I like Honey Badger because I think Brady could try and loft one over the middle to Gronk.
Yeah, he did just come off 3 picks. So
very Jameis-like.
If there was someone I picked to throw picks, I would think it'd be Brady. Would be more likely to throw an interception than Mahomes, which means obviously Mahomes is going to have a shitty game somehow because I just jinxed him.
All right. Well, good. I hope so because I've just bet on JPP to win Super Bowls.
JPP, baby. Came a long way.
JPP for MVP. I'm saying right here. Let's call it out.
What are you feeling lately, man?
Well, Julie and I are in the process of buying a home, and I'm feeling not this process. This is a nightmare.
Okay.
I'm feeling
so reverse
what
you're feeling.
Yeah. What am I feeling? Despondent. That's what I'm feeling right now. Upset and hopeless. It's just crazy. The market's insane right now. Where we are, like where she wants to be near New York, people are coming in from New York with cash and just closing on houses in a week. So there's not even any debating or anything like that. So they're
just saying like fuck the inspection even.
Yeah, straight up, people are offering cash right off the bat and just being like, we'll fix whatever problem. I mean, the money they were spending to live in New York City is substantially more. So whatever problems they have, they can fix. But yeah, so honestly, what am I feeling? I'm feeling getting a fixer-upper and just fucking fixing it myself.
I do watch a lot of HGTV. It doesn't mean I'm a pro, but I've always that'd be cool to be on one of those shows because they make the houses look incredible on them.
Did you watch Fixer Upper at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
they're so fucking likable. It's unbelievable how likable they are.
Did you know that stuff that's in the house, the people don't get to keep?
Yeah, so my wife actually read, I think it was Joanna's book, and I think it's extra if you want to keep this. And then the other fact that she learned is Chip and Jo do not have a TV in their home, so they never style a house with a TV.
Oh, interesting.
And that's going to blow your mind because you're going to notice when they take the tour, there's never going to... I think there's maybe one episode I saw a TV because the person was like, I got to have my TV or something like that.
Yeah,
but every
100%.
single one they do, it the furniture's, I guess, just pointed at each other. I don't know what else you pointed at, but they find a way.
That's pretty odd. I would love to go no TV, honestly. I'd love to live that lifestyle.
I would hate it. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So how many times have you heard, oh, it'll work, what's meant to be will work out, and how many times have you had to punch said people?
100.
100%, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that shit. I made a rule to myself. People mean well, obviously. It's going to work out what's meant to work out. It's I think we need to set this expectation that you don't say that to someone who's fucking frustrated with the housing market and been trying for a long time. Can we all agree, hey, let's save that for the end when they actually have the house and they can reflect, actually on it?
Yeah,
I think you probably agree with me there.
We walked into a house, fell in love with it, walked out. My mom is our real estate agent. So we literally drove her. So I was we walked out. My mom called the lady. They had already accepted an offer. I was how did they accept an offer? We walked out of this house 45 seconds ago.
It's unbelievable. I remember the frustration. So listen, you won't hear it out of me. It fucking does suck. So reverse what you're feeling, but at least it's building to the future. I have faith. I'm going to stay positive. Positive in everything except sports. So I got to keep that same energy.
Well, I need all the energy and I need more money. So I'll take energy, good energy, and money.
Columbus is available to you. I keep telling you, man.
I could live in a mansion in Columbus.
You absolutely could. You absolutely could. It's a beautiful thing.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling, so it seems kind of harsh to be doing this to you, but my wife and I organized our closet with one of those systems. It's like harsh in the sense like I'm talking about my home while you
Yeah, so cool, so fun.
Yeah.
Glad your house is doing
You said fuck
nice.
off, yeah. So we got one of those systems from IKEA, like with the double clothes rack, the drawers, the whole 9 yards. If you ever, just kind of a PSA, if you ever want to not feel that urge to do that, do not watch a show called The Home Edit on Netflix, because if you do watch that, you will feel the urge to literally, they call it edit everything, but like that's the first step. But don't watch that if you want to avoid like organizing your whole entire life.
Do they just,
we wanted to.
Do they, on the Home Edit, do they do like just organization?
Yeah, so it's a really cool show. I like that type of stuff. Like we just talked about HGTV, so kind of in the same vein. But they're these two business partners who first started with like, I think, an Instagram account and then built a huge following, including celebrities. So they just blew up. They have this whole business.
Yeah.
The episodes are like focused on a room. So they do like one celebrity and one just family, you know, like one of us normies, I guess. So like
poor people.
Yes, exactly. So like the celebrities will do like their fancy ass closets where they're bigger than our whole houses, and the regular folk will be like, can you organize my kitchen? And it'd be like maximizing all the space.
I
But,
have 90 boxes
big.
of pasta. Can you please help me?
But they're big on, I think the system they prefer is at the Container Store, and we were ready to buy that system, but then we kind of researched some more. We went with an IKEA one. This is not a sponsor, unless you, Container Store, IKEA, get at me, baby.
What it do, baby?
I'm willing to endorse whoever. I'm a free agent, baby.
Yeah,
but
whatever
anyway,
works.
I'm feeling that. It's very organized, very appealing. Our goal was to get like everything into one area because we had like other areas where we had random stuff. So this helped us do that. Very boring and very like COVID appropriate. Like everybody's organizing their house, like, or apartments. Sorry, I don't mean to be.
Yeah, I get it. I fucking get it. Anyway, wrap it up.
All right, time for Too Much Sense. You know I like to finish each episode. So this week, my advice that you didn't think you needed, I think I came to this realization that I think some people want credit in any kind of relationship just for being present. So when you're present for a loved one, that's the bare minimum. And it's what's expected being in that loved one's life and part of the territory. You don't get a pat on the back just for showing up. That breeds complacency. So in 2021, let's raise the bar. And remember, don't do things just for praise. That comes from your actions. And if you're truly doing good, it's going to get noticed. But stop thinking of just showing up as like the big pat on the back moment. It's actually being there for someone. The showing up part is the easiest because that's what's expected. So that's my Too Much Sense.
Yeah, it's good advice. Honestly, I try to heed that. So I mean, you know, I can't even chime in on your Too Much Sense because you're just right. Like there's zero debate about it. Like there's just zero debate.
Well, that does it for another edition of the number one podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. Thomas, I want to thank you for joining me, man. It was good having you on. It's been a while, so appreciate you joining.
Yeah, I'm down to do these whenever. I just have to, I guess, do more research on Scott Rolen before our next podcast because I came woefully unprepared.
Scott Rolen may be public enemy number 2 besides Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck Scott Rolen is. Scott Rolen, if he walked into my like house right now, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Scott Rolen. Like, I feel like no one knows what he looks like, but whatever.
Like, he want an autograph? Like, of what? Who are you?
Yeah, why would I want your autograph? He's just carrying around 8 golden gloves. He's like, I've won 8 golden gloves.
Okay, sure
thing, Scott. Sure thing, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, not buying that. You played for the Cardinals? You were a football player or a baseball player? Get your story straight, bud.
Almost a Hall of Famer, Scott Rolen, and probably the title of this episode of Her Being Real. All right, thank you, number one podcast listeners. Appreciate you as always, and we'll talk to you next time.